Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 634 for June 28, 2016. Listen, tonight I want to talk to y'all about drinking until you black out, smoking until you pass out. It's a serious thing, and for people who don't indulge that heavy, for anybody who has never gotten drunk before, then you don't know what it's like to black out on that shit. And when we say blackout, we mean like drink to the point where you don't remember what you did or what you said the day after because you're all hungover. Now, anybody who has drank to excess knows what it's like to have a hangover, and that's serious business too. But some people drink to the point where they don't have hangovers anymore. You know, it's actually better to still have hangovers because that means that your tolerance level hasn't built up to a level that would warrant your condition to be in an addiction. See, an addiction is what the real problem with any of this is. And it's the same thing as like smoking until you pass out. What is smoking until you pass out? You know, there's so many different types of weed that are out now. I mean, you know, the list goes on and on and on. You know, hydroponic weeds, all kinds of blueberry, strawberry, raspberry. You know, they like colors. People like colors. Sour diesel, chronic kush. There's another. There's so many. You know, like since weed is becoming more legal, people are thinking that it's okay to abuse it the same way we do alcohol. And I'm not saying that because it's legal that use is going up more, but I do believe that more people will experiment with it than they did before. Now, weed is a harmless drug. It is. Nobody dies from smoking weed. You can smoke until, I don't know, until your actual dying day, but you won't die from smoking weed. That's not to say that you can't damage your lungs. You know, it's not to say that you won't be unaffected in any way mentally by smoking weed. We can't say that. It's a harmless drug in terms of its toxicity. In other words, it's not going to poison you. You're not going to overdose no matter what. Does that mean that you should form a habit of it and have to be lighting up all day, every day? You know, smoking a pound a day like some rappers try to glorify? No, it doesn't mean that. The same thing with drinking. Drinking is legal. But, you know, you can really hurt yourself through all of that drinking, man. You know, like, I know people who drink every day. And it's funny because I didn't know they drink every day, but it's true. You know, some people that I know, maybe I'm not as close to them as I thought I was, but there are some people that I know who drink every day, and that's the only way that they can get to sleep at night. Now, I don't think that they've crossed over into having to drink in the morning in order to wake up, because that is the makings of a true, unadulterated, fully bona fide alcoholic. And all of that really means to be an alcoholic is that your life is spiraled out of control because of your use of alcohol, because you can contain your use. And it's a serious thing, and it needs to be grabbed a hold of. Now, of course, most people who drink excessively will tell you that they can stop anytime that they want to, and they just haven't chosen to stop. Okay, that's whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, say what you want, believe what you want, whatever, you know, rationalize, deny all you want. It's not really my problem, but it is a problem if I care about you and I love you, because I don't want to see my people not doing well for themselves. A lot of times we have children, you know, and the effects of having to grow up with parents who are addicted to a substance. Now, a lot of people think that alcohol is basically harmless, but it's not harmless. It's not. Alcoholism expands the whole spectrum of abuse, because if you abuse alcohol, more than likely you will become verbally abusive to your spouse or to your children or to other family members and friends. If you abuse alcohol, then more than likely you are unable to control other emotions and physical actions. In other words, you might haul off and slap or get into fights with people, burn bridges with people, mouth off at people, offend people. That's not a good thing. And besides all of that, alcoholism alone, just straight alcoholism, claims 100,000 lives per year. Now, if you don't think that that's serious, let me hit you off with another stat. That's more than all of the other illegal drugs combined as far as deaths are concerned. If you take all of the heroin deaths, cocaine, crack, pills, opium, crystal meth, all of that, if you combine all of them, you will not get as many deaths as you get with alcohol alone. And I'm not even going to talk about cigarettes tonight, because they kill 400,000 people a year. 400K. So that's more than alcoholism and all the other drugs combined in a year. Times 2. Three. Well, yeah. No. Times 2. But anyway, that's serious stuff, man. And we think that it's sweet when we're in college and all of that, because that's when I started drinking. When I was in college, and I'm thinking that it's cool. You know, we drinking cheap malt liquor, cheap wine, Mad Dog, the Night Train, the Wild Irish Rose, the Thunderbird. They were fun, cheap ass alcoholic drinks, but they was real powerful, so we would get blasted. So I started blacking out at that age, 20, 21, and up. Serious shit, man. You gotta get a grip on yourself. I mean, even though I only drank during the weekends, excessive is excessive. Doesn't matter. That'd be like saying that I only jump out of planes on the weekends without a parachute. All the other days, I wear a parachute. So you can't risk your life thinking that just because you only risk your life in certain situations that it's going to be alright. One day it might not be alright. Like, look at Dale Earnhardt. Remember the NASCAR driver, speed guy. He was real good. It was a dangerous profession. And eventually claimed them. Of course, that doesn't have anything to do with substance abuse. So what? It just goes towards showing what can happen when you do something on a regular basis. Even if you take safety precautions. Look at Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. Never thought that he would get killed by, getting speared by a stingray. What are the chances? But it just goes to show that when it's your day, it's your day. And you can die doing the thing that you love. Even if it's harmless to you because you're experienced. It matters, man. So I just made this video so if you are going through anything like this, that you take a hard look at yourself. And you can humble yourself to go to NA, Narcotics Anonymous, or AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. And we're talking about weed. Of course, weed is a harmless drug. So what? Doesn't mean that you can't form a habit and get on people's nerves all the time, or lose your job, or alienate yourself from other people because you get high too much. Doesn't mean any of those things. So we got to be careful. And we also have to make sure that our youth understand that they have to get a grip on that. Because when you start young, that's how it goes. That's how you grow up to be what you started when you were young. Because you get more experienced at it. You think that it's okay. You think you have a handle on it. And you might not. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, yo, man, all this alcoholism, all of this weed smoking, chain weed smoking, and the cigarettes normally go with the weed or with the drinking. That's the real problem. So you smoking safe on one end, but you're smoking the bad stuff on the other hand, and the toxic cancer causing stuff, and we can't have that. So let's do better. Speaking of better, tomorrow night, June 29th, on the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Unorthodox, unconventional, unusual, ordinary. So we're going to talk about the differences that we see in people even though we grew up the same. You know, we think that all black people do the same thing, like we have a core culture, but we don't. There are plenty of things that black people on the West Coast that don't do that black people on the East Coast do. Same thing with down south, Midwest, up north. So we're going to talk about that, not just black people, but all kinds of cultures. Of course, we know that there's some Asian cultures that eat rats, that eat cats, eat dogs. Okay, yeah, that's not something that we would do. Is it totally wrong? Who can say? It's a cultural thing. It's different. In America, we think that all men, all boys that are born get circumcised. No, they don't. No, they don't. And in many cultures, there's no circumcision. Regardless of how we feel about that, all it means is that we're used to it. So we're going to talk about that stuff and way more. Way more. You know, our different approaches to sexuality, all kinds of stuff. It's going down on the Urban Therapy with Sun show tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 347-677-1533. Make sure y'all check it out. UrbanTherapyWithSun.com. Visit the website. Get down with the website. I'll holler y'all later.